Teach Me to Forget, October 12, 93. No matter how important the gift of memory is, I've realized just this week that the ability to forget is also one of God's gifts. One evening in an Alzheimer's support group meeting at Highlands Regional Medical Center, a fellow group member, Walter Broomy Holster, was singing songs he used to sing to his first wife before they were married. He was surprised when I joined with him. Morning never comes too soon. I can bear those afternoons, but oh, those lonely nights. I feel your arms about me, your kisses linger yet. You taught me how to love you, now teach me to forget. You broke my heart a million ways when you took my happy days and left me lonely nights. I had learned the song in Henderson County in 1935 from a young neighbor lady whose brother had bought her sheet music to Happy Days and Lonely Nights when he visited from Cincinnati. 3 other little girls and I often whiled away long hot summer afternoons visiting Annie and singing with her while she played on her piano. Last week I presented the program for the Alzheimer's support group, sharing a tape I had made while my husband's Alzheimer's disease had become so frustrating that I was at my wit's end. He was incapable of knowing that a mirror was not a window, and that the person he saw in it was his reflection, and not an intruder ready to invade his space. I also looked through and read parts of my 1984 journals that I wrote in daily to preserve my sanity during those topsy-turvy days. I am not ready to read them all again. Incidents I had totally forgotten came flooding back in vivid detail and opened the wounds that have healed somewhat in the years since he has been in the hospital. I realized how good God is to have given us the ability to forget. One of my friends wrote me, having moved for the first time in 30 years. Moving is like childbirth. You forget in between how painful it is. If we women didn't forget easily, all children would be only children. Nobody would have any siblings. In 1932, my brother was in a high school play in which he was the comedy relief butler. One of his lines to an amnesia victim was, "Man, if I had your forgettery, I'd be the President of the United States." This was before Ronald Reagan was ever heard of. If we couldn't forget pain, think of the grief we would have to carry after the death of a loved one, the loss of a lover, a spouse, or a friend. The misery of separation would make us all sick, and grief would be unbearable. I am thankful that my husband is not capable of remembering all these days, so he is not grieved when I am not with him at the hospital. I am humbled that the last person's name he remembered was June. I thank God for the life-enriching ability to remember and the healing ability to forget.
Morning never comes too soon. I can bear those afternoons, but oh, those lonely nights. I feel your arms about me, your kisses linger yet. You taught me how to love you, now teach me to forget. You broke my heart a million ways when you took my happy days and left me lonely nights.